what I have done, I have just deployed my parent component which I have created. So right now what I have coded, I have created a lightning card. Okay, so this is my lightning card. Then what I have done, I have introduced a div tag where I have given some CSS, and CSS how do we give? Using style tag. Okay, CSS means some designing. So what design I have given? I have given it a border of 1 pixel in size. That should be of solid. We have dotted borders also. Then I have given that border a red color. So this is what we have got till now. Okay, and inside it I have written inside parent component. Okay, so is it clear till here?
Yeah.
Okay, so now our task is we want to link this child component inside our parent.
Is it possible to increase the letter size, because very small and I don't know
This
how it.
one,
Yeah, letter size, font size.
font size.
Yeah.
Sure. So to increase the font, I think we have font. We'll Google it. The font size can be 20 pixels. Let's see if it works.
No, I'm not talking about component font size. The entire
Okay,
screen
component form. Yes, this will increase. I mean, gradually it will increase. Don't worry,
Okay.
because we will
Because,
be embedding a
we
child
don't-
component. Na?
we don't
So,
know how it come in regarding.
Yeah, I'll show you. So, because right now nothing is there inside this component, that's why the size is very small. So
No,
components,
even arg font size also very less. No.
yeah, font size is also very less.
Yeah,
So I'll try
arg font size. I'm talking. Yeah.
this is better.
Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this is what I am asking.
Okay. So I have zoomed in.
Yeah.
So this is what we have created till now. This is my parent component.
Zoom little bit small, because the objects I'm not. Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. What I will do, I'll do a regular.
Yeah, because that objects are not visible if we increase more size.
Is this fine?
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay. So now what we will do, we will embed our child component. So I'll copy this code and I'll put this same type of code in my child component. I won't use lightning card because lightning card is already there inside parent component. So child we are going to paste somewhere here. How do we do that? I'll tell you. Before that, let me create a child card. So inside child component, and I'll give it a border of yellow color to distinguish it. The font we don't need. So you can see what is the name of my child component. C small component 2. Okay. So if we have to embed a child component inside a parent component, okay, child component HTML file inside parent component, there are some rules and regulations. So what is the rule? First of all, we have to start a tag, okay, because HTML is written in tags only. Then we have to write C. This is a mandatory word. Okay, C stands for component. Then I have to type my child component's name, and writing its name has some predefined format that is called kebab casing. So these naming is in camel casing. I mean, the first alphabet is small. Then whenever the next word comes, we are making it capital. This is called camel casing. Okay. When we have to call a child component inside a parent, this is my parent, so I have to call it inside my parent, use kebab casing. Now, what do we mean by kebab casing? So first of all, I have to type C. C stands for component. Then I have to write my child component name. Child component name was child component. So whenever a capital letter will be encountered, we have to write a hyphen. Okay. And we have to make that capital letter into a small. So I'll write like this. Component. In this way, we have started the tag and we have ended the tag. And we have embedded child component HTML inside my parent component HTML. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah.
So let's now save it and let's see if both the HTMLs are coming inside each other or not. So what I will do, I'll put the okay. Refresh it. See, can you see? This was my parent component, and I have embedded a child component inside it with the yellow border. I mean, we usually don't put this border. I have only put because I want to show you the difference. Okay. So now we will come to our task. So the scenario is that whenever I am pressing a button here, okay, uh, okay, I'll tell you. So let's come to parent component only. I'll close the child component and let's talk about only parent component. So it was parent component 2. I'll open the HTML and JavaScript. Okay. So first thing to remember, which we have already practiced, data binding happens between JavaScript and HTML of the same component only. You can't say that you are typing first name is equal to Venkata here in parent component JavaScript and it will get binded in my child component HTML. This won't happen. Okay. It is binded from the JavaScript to HTML of the same component name. So here, if you go and if you will bind it, how do we do binding? Using curly braces. Okay. And if I'll copy this first name, it will get binded. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So this you remember, right? Data binding. So this was thing that we have some value inside parent component JavaScript file. We are binding it inside the parent component HTML file. Okay. But now the task is that we want to take this value, Venkata, to our child component. Okay. That means let's save and let's see first when it is binded to only parent. So you'll see Venkata is coming here inside my parent only, not inside my children. Why? Because it is stored inside parent JavaScript, not child JavaScript. Okay. So parent to parent mapping is happening. Now my task is that I want to pass this Venkata value to my child component. Okay. And this is called parent to child communication. Okay. So parent to parent communication is easy. Parent JavaScript, say you can take the value to the parent HTML just by using data binding. But how do we pass that value to my child component? So for that, we will be introducing something new. Let me open child component HTML and child component JavaScript parallelly. So see, it is always the JavaScript file which holds the value, which brings the data. Okay. In HTML, we are only displaying the data. Okay. But the main source of data will be always JavaScript, who will help us in displaying over HTML. Okay. So our first task is that we have to take this data from parent component JavaScript to child component JavaScript, because when we will receive it here, then only we will be able to bind it to HTML of child component. Make sense?
Yeah.
Please let me know whenever you feel something odd, because this is a little bit tricky. So we need to understand it. Okay.
Right.
So let me repeat. So HTML is the one who will only display the data. Okay, whatever is stored inside JavaScript. So it's the primary responsibility of the JavaScript files to hold the data. Okay. So if we want to take this value to child component, then which file should receive it first? JavaScript of that child component. Okay. So we have to bring it here. Then ultimately, when in whichever XYZ property we will be storing it, we can easily bind it in the child component. Correct. We can bind that XYZ here. Whatever is stored in its JavaScript, it will get data binded here. But how to bring this Venkat value to child component JavaScript? So for that, we have something called decorators in LWC. Decorator means some special characters.
I think there are 3 types of decorators, right?
Yes.
API, track, voice.
API, track, and wire. But track has been depreciated now in 2021. Okay. So only API and wire are used. So first decorator we are introducing, which is called @API. Okay. So if we are using it, then we have to import it as well. Otherwise, it will give L. So if we have imported it, now we are free to use it. And where do we use this @API decorator? Behind the property, which has to bring the data from the parent component. Okay. So what is happening if I have some child property? Let me give it a meaningful name. So this child property variable will now be exposed to the outer world. I mean, it will not be limited to this child component only. It will have a public approach on now. Okay, we are making our property a public property. And by making it public, who should be able to access it? Its parent. Okay, so now this child property variable will be available in parent. Okay, in parent where? In parent HTML file. It because now with the help of @API decorator, this has become public. So now I'll copy this value and I can utilize it in the child parent component, but where inside parent component? Still we have to call it wherever we are calling the child component only. Okay, though it is part of the parent component. Okay, but still we can specify it only where we are calling our child component. So child property I have called here. Okay, what I will do, I will assign it some value using data binding. And what was the value? First name. First name we have defined here, Venkata. So I am doing the data binding between parent JavaScript and parent HTML, and I am assigning it here. So now from here, Venkata will get binded to the child property. Okay, so child property was where? Inside my child JavaScript file. Okay, so in this way it is passing. Now child property will receive Venkata and it will take it here. Now child property is holding Venkata name. What I can do, I can now bind it with the child component HTML file. Okay, using data binding. So I'll mention something like this: data received from parent component is no, not this one. It was child property. No? Okay. So I'll paste that name here and let's if Venkata reaches in the child component, refresh it. Is no, it is still not there. Some errors. Let's check it out because data received from parent component is coming blank. Okay. So we'll go there, we'll check the spelling. So child property was this here also. And okay, what is the issue now? I'll tell you. So just like we did kebab casing in the child component name. What was kebab casing? Whenever a capital alphabet is encountered, like child component has C capital in component, we have to put a hyphen there and we have to make that alphabet small. Okay. Similarly, like component names, if the property also have camel casing, we have to break it to kebab casing. Property P was capital, so I'll put here a hyphen and I'll make that P also small.
Mhm.
Okay. Now let me save it. Let's see. So Venkata is coming to now chat.